Hi guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a Nepalese Armed Police Forces camouflage uniform. Now, one of the coolest things about this uniform is simply due to the fact that it's from the country of Nepal, which is a fairly small country, in the global sense. And also the story of how I got this uniform is kind of interesting as well. So I got this uniform last weekend. I was at the Dianza flea market in Cupertino, and I stumbled upon a seller that had a lot of different uniforms, but most of them were very common. Just a lot of woodland BDUs, some newer OCP stuff, but nothing rare or, very interesting. Other than this, I saw this and it immediately caught my eye due to the, colors and pattern. I didn't know what it was initially, but after looking it up online, asking some people, it was pretty easily identified as a Nepalese Armed Police Forces camouflage uniform. I also got something else pretty cool from that same booth. It was a reproduction CAD-PAT uniform. I didn't know they made reproductions, and it's pretty decently high quality. So we'll take a look at that in the next video, but I wanted to really focus on this. So yeah, Nepalese Armed Police Forces, what are they? Well, they're basically like a cross between the military and the police. They're the counterinsurgency operations. They do other stuff like that. Nepal does have its own military and separate police, but this is what would be, known as a militarized police force, and that's reflected in the color and pattern of this uniform. It's got this authoritarian look. Like many police camouflage uniforms, it's got the blue, grayish, black color, so that's very police-oriented uniforms. But then on the Army side, it's also got plenty of camouflage, and overall I think what makes this piece really unique is the condition it's in. It's still got the Velcro patches and the epaulets, and I think that's just really neat. And I hope you'll be enjoying this new tripod setup I got. I don't know if it's going to work very well, but it'll allow me to get some stable shots sometimes, although I'll be removing my phone for more in-depth looks at things. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you notice more still shots, but hopefully that doesn't bore you. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's look more closely at the uniform itself. We'll be looking at the colors. One of the things you'll notice right off the bat, like I mentioned before, the colors. It is a police uniform, so it's got, prominent blue and gray. The main background color is this dark gray. So let's get my finger in here. Dark gray background, light gray, dark blue, and then black right there. You can see it black. And also get more down on the ground, so you can get to see what it looks like more up close. But yeah, it's just a very, very, very neat pattern, and I thought I would share. So yeah, starting from the very top, we have the collar. So nothing too crazy here. A little bit interesting though, we've got these slits, but there's no button on this side. You'll see that 15 there. That's just the price. It was $15. Yeah. I just want to point out another thing is it's a pretty standard 4-pocket BDU. So the cut is very similar. We got these two smaller chest pockets, and then we've got these two bottom pockets. Let's take a look starting from the top. We've got this right chest pocket here. So what we've got here is the name. So we got SR Ranjit, and this is Velcro, so you can take it off if you want. I don't really feel like it. And we've got these two gray buttons that are a little bit different in the fact that they're not so round, they're pretty flat. And then I can fit my 4 fingers in here pretty easily. There's a little bit of extra fabric down here, nothing on the sides. On the left side, got the Armed Police Forces insignia. This is also Velcro, and we've got the same thing in terms of the pockets, and then a little bit of depth here. So this is symmetrical, it's just sewn straight on. But then on this side we have a little bit of depth, and then in the middle we can see the outline of some sewing here for like a adjustable waistband or something, but that actually isn't present on this uniform. So I don't know why the stitching is there, but the actual waistband itself isn't present. Moving down to these lower pockets, got the same type of buttons, these gray buttons. This ones are a lot bigger. You can fit your whole hand in there, easily, quite easily. And then, you know, got more fabric on the side. You know, on all sides there's extra fabric, so it's more three-dimensional. So let's move back up to the shoulders. We'll be taking a look at these epaulets. Got the star here, these two crossed swords. I think that's a prominent feature in their official, insignia. Got the same type of buttons on here. You can just button them and take them off and swap them. These are kind of a hard plastic material, so if you feel them like this, you'll notice that they're hard plastic, and the fabric is actually a different material than the rest of the uniform, which is ripstop fabric. Interesting. Moving on to the right arm, we can see here we have a shoulder pocket, which is, pretty standard, nothing too rare. You got one singular button though, and this one's also very small because you can only really fit 4 fingers in here, so not too big. And then once we move along the wrists, we have 2 buttons here to button it up, and then we've got our standard wrist here. So very, very simple. I like the inclusion of some extra pockets. It's always nice to have, doesn't hurt anyone. And then on the left shoulder, we have these pen pockets. So this has slots for 2 separate pens, and you can fit your fingers in there, so you can write someone's name down or whatever. Store your pens in there, pens or pencils. Pretty cool. And then for here, we have the same exact function for the wrists. And then we're gonna take a little bit of a look opening and closing. Let me just get the tripod set out. Yeah, so opening and closing the uniform. We'll start right here. We got right here, you can see the button right here. Open it like that, pretty simple. Again, we're opening another one. It's very easy to do this. And I don't know why the brightness went down so much, but yeah, you can see there our buttons are undone. There is no tag here, so there's nothing really crazy to show, unfortunately. But I think these are made in China, so some of that stuff doesn't really have an official production tag. We'll flip it over real quick. Let's zoom out. Go like this, and we'll flip it over real quick. Okay, now we get a better look at the camouflage pattern itself. You'll notice some bits that almost look like woodland, like especially right here. This very much is reminiscent of woodland, but there's other shapes that are pretty big. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh, this is a pretty cool urban woodland looking thing. Even if it's like not issued, it's pretty cool looking, so I'll probably pick it up for 15 bucks. And you know what? It turned out to be something really nice. So I'm very happy about that. If we move back here, we'll see something that I have no idea what this is. See what this is, this little button here? No clue what that's for. It just goes right like this. You can button it and unbutton it. Doesn't really seem to do anything. So, not exactly sure what it's about. And then we've got some, another fabric there, right there. And then what we'll see on the arms here is that we have like shoulder pads basically right here, which is pretty neat. All right, let's go like this. Yeah, so now we're basically just looking around. There we go. The other elbow pad. I wonder if the pair of pants probably have knee pads, I would assume. But yeah, let's set it back up like that. Get a good view. Yeah, just look at that pattern. Take a second to admire it. Let's flip it back over now. close up the video. We can just keep it like this. I think I pretty much covered all the bases. Really not too much else to say. Like I said, there's no tags on the inside, and this little waistband thing, what you would think would be a waistband is actually nothing. There's nothing there to adjust your waist. So let's just get a higher view real quick. Higher view, hold on. Alright, there we go. There you have it, folks. Nepalese Armed Police Forces uniform. Very cool, very neat find. Should I go back to that fair and try to see if that seller has, you know, something else pretty cool? Because I actually went there exactly like a year ago in the month of August, and I did see that seller, but they didn't really have anything too special. It was just, you know, standard military surplus stuff. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thanks for watching. Leave a like, and especially comment about what you think about the new tripod setup. I think the video does seem to be a lot more stable, and I'm still able to get some zoomed in shots, and I'm able to pan much more smoothly. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Have a good one, guys.